Hi guys and welcome back, it's Sparkie here and we are looking at some more Wildstar news this week after the recent Nexus Report. So first up we have the attunement changes. These should be coming in this week, which is awesome. First of all, the silver requirement is being changed to bronze, as we mentioned in a previous video last week, and they have fixed a bug where you would lose progress on the attunement process. This only affected a few people, but it was quite an important bug to be fixed, I reckon, seeing as you'd lose all progress. So awesome! They've reduced the number of primal patterns required for the 40-man raid, and some big ones coming up now. For the world boss step, any progress on the world bosses that you've gained prior to actually getting the quest, this will now go towards the boss step in the achievement, in the attunement progress, if that makes sense. So when you get the quest to do all the world bosses, if you've killed them prior to actually getting that quest or getting to that stage in the attunement, then they will then get counted towards that quest. This is tracked by achievements. When you kill a world boss at any level, you will get an achievement, and this is now being used to track the quest or progress the track in the quest. So that's amazing. That's such a good change, because that means I can now do them at a low level and think I don't have to come back and do them again because at level 50, because that's just awesome. That's a great change. Yes, good change, Carbine. I love you for it. So then we have people who have already earned silver for the dungeon attunement will actually get an achievement and a title. This can still be earned. You just have to get the same as what the other people got, which was silver or higher in all vet dungeons, which again, that's a really nice change. I mean, it's basically patting people on the back for actually going out and getting silver to begin with. So I think that's great, because it rewards people for actually putting in that effort instead of just slapping them in the face and saying, haha, they only have to get bronze now. So awesome. Love it, Carbine, love it. There's also another really cool thing being added to the attunement process, or way to bypass the attunement process. So that's perked up loads of ears now. And they've added a drop to the world boss Omna. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I'm pretty sure that's how she said it. And you basically get a full key that gets you into the achievement, gets you into the raid, sorry, the first 20-man raid. This item can be traded from player to player. However, once it's used, it can no longer be traded to other players anymore. And this change, I think it's going to be a good change. It gets people, I'm guessing in a bigger guild, it actually helps a lot more, because rather than having to keep going through the steps all the time, each and every time, if they get this key, they can go, here you go dude. You know, if you've got 19 people ready to raid and one person comes in, rather than have to drag him through all this process, you can just give him the key and be like, boom, he's in. Awesome. So yeah, I think it's a good change. It's definitely going to change how things work anyway, because guilds, if you have 40 people all killing this one boss, you have 40 times more chance to get this key for the guild, and it's definitely going to help. Definitely going to help. All these changes they're making are such positive changes. Every single one of them is a positive at the moment, which, yes, awesome. It's just what the game needs. It needs all these positive changes. So now we're looking at dungeons and adventures and what they're sort of doing to them, I guess. First up, they're looking at working on more ship hands and looking to add specifically vet ship hands, because at the moment we only have the normal ones, so they're just trying to add on the vet ones and then also bring in a few more after that. So, you know, more content, you cannot complain at that, it's just more content. They're also working on a new 20 and 40 man raid, which are essentially, as they put it, a boss in a box. Which means it's a boss in an environment for the corresponding number of people to kill. That's all it is. There will probably be trash around for people to clear, but essentially it'll be just a confined space with just a boss for people to kill. I guess it will be similar to, I can only think back to Cataclysm in World of Warcraft, where you'd go to that prison, Tol Barad, I think it was called, in World of Warcraft, and there'd be 3 bosses, each one unlocked after a certain amount of progress in the expansion. So to begin with, when the first expansion was first released, there would be 1 boss in Tol Barad that a group could kill. That's literally what it's going to be, I reckon. They said there might be a few bits of trash in Wildstar mobs around to clean up and stuff, but I reckon, yeah, it's going to be very similar to the Tol Barad sort of raids, which is great because they dropped extra bits of loot and they gave you a nice little thing to do that wouldn't take you all evening to do. So I love that. That's great. They're also adding in proto game dungeons for level 10s. These will be released soon because they're actually on the PTR for players to test out right now. This dungeon will also be available at level 50 for people to clear through, but it's specifically for the level 10s, just to get people used to doing or learning about, I should say, the armor, interrupt armor, because it is a big issue. Not many people, you don't really get taught about it in the game, and so I'm noticing it as well when I'm going into dungeons. I'm often having to say, put your interrupt on, guys, because we'll need it, and it is such an important thing to learn about that it's great they're making a dungeon just sort of teach you all these little mechanics, because it's really important. So yeah, anything like that's good. They're looking at improving the paths to adventures to make them more viable, because I reckon anyone who's played Wildstar and has done their adventure more than 5 times will notice a pattern, and it's always the easiest ones that are chosen, because at the moment there is a distinct ones which are easy and ones that make you go, oh no, not this one. So what they're trying to do is just even them out a bit and make them more viable, so that people tend to choose different ones that are a bit more interesting rather than 1111 or 1413, you know. Which again, that's a great thing to do, because it does get annoying when the same one's picked every time. These sort of path changes are also happening in ones such as Malgarve, to be precise, where all the routes are getting balanced. And for the adventure, specifically Malgarve, there's a barge of bug fixes to that adventure apparently. So yeah, there's a lot of changes coming to Malgarve, which is good. Positive changes again, awesome. And there's going to be a few changes to War of the Wilds, which will be nice. They're improving the NPC AI, the grunts, the Moodies and the Skeech. Yeah, that's right. That run around the map. So basically, they just got better AI. And that neutral bosses in the map will have improved loot, because at the moment people are skipping them because it's taking too long. Great improvement there, guys, loving it. And then for the next raid, they are actually looking at a lighter attunement process. This is to keep the content more accessible to players and get people into it a bit quicker, because they've taken aboard feedback from the current attunement process, and they just want to make it lighter to get more people into it, which is great. You know, you want more people in your stuff, you want people seeing stuff, you want people talking about it, you want people doing it, so you can't fault this at all. And then lastly, they're looking at some war plot changes, because currently they have seen that there aren't as many people doing war plots as they had at first hoped. So without sort of talking about it too much in the Nexus Report, they essentially said they're looking at reducing the numbers required for the plots. This is just, again, an accessibility thing, trying to get more people easier into it so that they can see it, talk about it, and get more people doing it. So yeah, that's another quite nice change, I guess. I have personally never done war plots, so I cannot really say anything about them. But yeah, when it required two 40-man teams from either side to go against each other, I can only imagine that's going to be a nightmare to try and do. So bringing it down to say a 30-man or 20-man, I would probably go further to about 15-man, to be honest. That's only going to help it. So yeah, all these changes coming up are all towards sort of adventures, attunements, and they're great. Most of this stuff should be this week, obviously apart from say the war plot changes and the achievement that you can get for silver. That probably isn't going to be in this week. It's going to be in several weeks' time. They just wanted to get the attunement changes in quickly for like the silver requirement being changed to bronze, fixing the bug where you lose progress, things like that. They were more important, so they've got into this patch that should be released this week. And then the minor things like achievements and titles, they'll come after, but they're still coming, which is awesome. You know, this is great changes coming up, guys, and I hope that you guys are just as hyped as I am about this game, because if they keep making changes like this, this is only going to get better. So I hope this has informed you guys out there and sort of told you a little bit more about what's happening on Wildstar, and I look forward to catching you all in game. I've been Sparkie, bye!